Oh.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.
I watch. Obviously, I watch. Like,
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. This is Impromptu, but there was no way when I got this message, when Wiley messaged me and said, yo, let's do this.
yeah.
Had to bring him on straight away live. We are here. I'm going to tweet it as well.
Yes.
I'm going to try and see if I can live it on Instagram to get some people over there as well. Because usually I announce it, so.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So this is a bit of a random one. You've disappeared off the camera. I don't know why.
Am I here? Sorry. Am I here?
Yeah, you're definitely there.
Oh.
Yeah,
sorry.
Is it people that just keep on trying to phone you?
Yeah, no. I'm all right here now. Sorry.
Nah,
So how do I wait? I was just trying to share the link. Stream this to your audience. Do I have to be logged in?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
Let me see if I can just jump over to YouTube because, like I said, this is mad impromptu. So I'm going to see if I can share this on Twitter. But listen, an absolute pleasure.
Yes.
I can't believe it. It's the Godfather of Grime.
Oh, bloody hell, man.
Skanking in my yard to your tunes. And it's like, he's here. The main man is here. This is insane to me. I'm gassed and I don't care.
You know, I'm thankful though for the opportunity also. I've done I like to speak boxing. I'm a boxing fan, right? I'm not like a trainer or a coach or anything, but I just love boxing so much, right? And I guess I try not to be too much online because boxers, right?
Yeah.
And you're cool with them.
Yeah.
And then like say a boxer and then he had a fight last night.
Yep.
And then he lost.
Yep.
And then you're on the internet, oh my God, you lost. But you know him. It's a bit out of order, isn't it?
That's why I don't do that.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like,
of course I do.
You know, it's all good to talk boxing though. Like, there's no problem with actually talking boxing, is there?
No, but the thing is, I think, and I don't know what it's like maybe in the music industry, is that people are sensitive. Like, just say, for example, if someone liked one of your Ops tunes, but they're a massive fan of yours, but they're just like the genre, but there's like, they went to, I don't know, a Next Man's concert. Would you take that personally?
Nah, you gotta, bro, man. You know what? I see a lot of this, like, raw. If you chat to my man, then you can't chat to. But I can't do that, man. If I haven't got a problem with the person, just don't drag me in, kind of thing. You know?
Yeah,
that's the way. So yeah, but how are you feeling about the? Did I see Hergovich and Joe Joyce?
Yeah.
How are we feeling about that?
I'm feeling that my honest opinion is that I think it's more of a risky fight for Joe Joyce than Dillian was. Dillian's one of these that can just clap you with one shot and then you're finished. Yeah. But Hergovich can continuously pepper you, like continuously.
He was doing it to Dubois, weren't he, at the beginning?
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know how I feel about it, but I know that I'm going to be sat there live, ringside, watching it.
Yeah. Well, obviously they're prize fighters. They're going to take the fights.
Yeah.
But I what's it called? I saw that one get announced, and I was like, flipping hell. Is that a nightmare for Joe?
The thing is, Joe's a puncher. Look, you're as good as your last fight, aren't you? And this is what we judge people on. Say, if I had a rubbish performance, people are going to be just remembering that because it was my last performance. So it's tough. It's a tough one. And Joe Joyce, if he hits you, it can be curtains. Because he's tough.
You know what? You're right.
You see what he did to Joe Parker
and Dubois.
Yeah. So you can't really just say, write him off.
We can't write him off. And what about Parker? Who will he fight next?
Well, I think he's earned his right to go for the title shot now. him and Ajit Kabayel, to be fair, but I don't know who they're fighting. Don't know. I don't know.
Surprised me. I thought Kabayel was gonna get I thought that Zhang was good, like, but then Zhang gassed. He gassed, didn't he?
Yeah, he usually does after 6.
See, I didn't know that about Zhang. I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I just seen him. I'm thinking this big man. If he remember when he punched off Wilder's head? Wilder.
Listen, till he didn't even know where he was. He spun around like to say, "What are you like he threw an illegal shot," but he didn't. He's just kaputted in the ring.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because that's why they say don't have your back. Because then, yeah, his head was there. Yeah, and then he's like hit him around there, innit?
He hit him. It was legal, but he was just.
It looks a bit illegal, you know, that shot.
Nah,
it's not though, is it?
Nah, I don't think so. He was just finished. But he's fighting again in a bit, you know.
I know. You know what, Wilder, man? I want to see you, Wilder. I can't let you go out like this, Wilder, man. I need him
why he's come back.
Yeah, because he hasn't won, has he? Since who did he fight? The Viking, man. Not the Viking.
Yeah, Helenia.
Yeah, so the Viking, man. So, and then and then he's lost after,
Yeah. He's not had a good run. He was supposed to be lined up to fight Anthony Joshua. That never happened. And then
what do you think about that? Should Anthony Joshua fight Jake Paul?
Look.
Tell me.
I'm not a fan of. Look, I like Jake Paul as a businessman. I think he's very clever. I like what he's doing for the girls. I like what he's doing with Most Valuable. I like the Netflix link up. I like him for what he does.
Yeah.
But I just want him to leave the boxers alone.
I think
because the thing is, AJ's playing into it though, because he put up something on his story where that he was phoning him. So you're kind of playing into the narrative. Because even I've done something with Use It with him as well.
Okay.
So now I don't. Why do we need to see that? Hasn't Anthony Joshua supposed to be rematching Dubois? Why is Jake Paul getting called into the mix?
You know what? I'm starting to feel like I understand what Jake Paul's actually doing. Like I do. Yeah. But you know what it is? I was a bit upset when I saw that Mike Tyson would fight, but then I clocked. Yeah. Mike Tyson knows that he's Mike Tyson, right? Mm-hmm. If he could jump in a ring and nick 20 million quid, then he's gonna, isn't he? Let's just be honest.
No-brainer. Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. So while I'm sitting there like, no, Mike, don't do it. The legacy. Mike's sitting there like, Wiley, shut up. I'm gonna get 20 M's a minute, you know?
For real.
But Joshua shouldn't fall into it, should he?
I don't think so. He's got unfinished business in boxing. I thought he wanted to be a 3-time world champion. Why would you fight Jake Paul? I'm not saying that, Jake Paul would win, but you're still punching people. What if the worst case scenario, something happened in there? Then what's he going to do? Don't be doing that. You're not retired yet.
Yeah. You're right. I don't think I think if he does, it's letting down a little bit. It's like I get the Mike Tyson one, but I don't think, and I know, it's money, in it. People are going to do whatever for money, but nah, it's not a good idea, is it?
And like you said, 20 mil with Mike Tyson. I never even looked at it like that because I never look at the money, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to see any of it. I look at the legacy side because I remember I was watching boxing, my mum and I were the ones that was watching Mike Tyson. So it's just so I'm looking at like from a legacy point of view, and I'm like, leave it, don't do it. But like you said, it's business. If someone's going to say to you, you know what, 20 mil, are you really going to turn that down?
You're not, man. Especially when you've been through all of the stuff, the ups, the downs.
Yeah.
You've learned the business. You know who's crooked, or you know who's shafted you one time. You're going to be like, listen, mate, I'm going to nick 20 million. Forget them. Big up Jake Paul. Jar bless. You're going to love Jake Paul. They love Jake Paul a bit.
Yeah, facts. Well, yeah, but boxing's changing though. Like
It
from when
is
you was
changing.
watching it. So what's your opinion on how it is changing? Because to me, I'm a bit like I don't know. But what do you think about it?
What with like the Riyadh season
Yeah,
or the new league with the
everything.
Do you know what I think? I think in every pit stop of where business people look for new deals or new things to do or take a chance, like Eddie took a chance with DAZN, right? Or, you know, I think business people want money. So if they all bump into like a Turkey Al Sheikh or they bump into someone who's got all the money, right?
Yeah.
And he says, listen, mate, I want to do this, this, and this, and this, and this. And they're going to be like, oh, but that's going to cost you. He says, listen, mate, I don't care what it costs me, mate. I'm going to do it, right? And then he does it, and he does it, and he does it. And his money's different to those whose money was there before.
Money long.
Yeah, in the end, the person with the money is going to end up kind of owning what's going on, I guess, partially, right?
For real.
So he's bought his way in, I guess, like business people do. I guess Frank and Eddie are seeing it. Obviously, they can see Dana White. They're still going to work with him, but I think Frank and Eddie are actually sitting there thinking, you know what? It's all well and good, you know, we've done the business here, we've done this and we've done that, but we cannot just live underneath Riyadh season. We still need to be Matchroom and
Greensbury,
Yeah, don't let the Riyadh season situation stop you two from being. I know my man's got the money, so you're both like children in a sweet shop, but let's have a little bit of integrity still. Frank has, he's older, I guess. But I don't know about Dana White. I don't know about Dana White. I see what he's done with the UFC. I respect it, but when I watch like those channels, not Roger Mayweather, one of those Mayweathers, the uncle, I don't think they agree with Dana White in boxing. What do you think? Yeah, they obviously he was in boxing already, but some of them are like, do they really want Dana? I guess in America, some of them are like, do we even really want Turkey Al Sheikh? You know, people get protective over
very patriotic.
Yeah. What do you think about? Do you think it's the money talking and obviously the ball walking? The what is it?
I think that I agree with what you said, you know, sat there on the sidelines looking at it thinking, God, there's so much going on in boxing. Matchroom and Queensbury have got brilliant fighters on either side. I'd like to see them fight each other, but because of the Romeo and Juliet war, as it were, with the families that don't speak to each other, it just never happened. So he says, you know what, allow this, come on, I've got the change, let's make it happen. It has happened, but all the time he's been feeding the money into the organization. Because look, if you love a pound note, if you love a quid, you're going to do anything, aren't you? Let's face it.
Let's face it.
And so far, everyone has been bought because it does help the sport. We've seen that they're injecting money back into the UK fights as well. So absolutely fabulous for that. But all the time that you've got to think, and this is me, Wiley, and I look at it like life.
Yes.
If somebody is giving you something continuously, they're going to want a return.
They are.
No one ain't doing anything for free.
He's not, mate. He invested. He bought his way in. He said, I want to buy into this. They all said, yes, it costs this much, this much. He said, that much? Hey, mate. Everyone's paid, right? But do you feel like Frank and Eddie feel paid, or do you feel like they feel a little bit like, oh, are we getting done up here? Or like, what do you think? They're just thinking business.
I think it's it could be a bit of both, and you can ask them the question, but they're never going to answer that in a month for Sundays. That ain't going to happen, because the hand that feeds you, you don't bite it. You understand? You don't snake the plug. We've seen that thousands of times, and we know what it is. So, and I think that the investment is good for boxing, but
it's great for boxing.
It is, because we're getting a lot of we are getting a lot of fights, and I do like the crossover. And when I say the crossover fights, I mean the fighters from Queensbury, the fighters from Matchroom, mixing it up together, and the fighters from Boxer as well, and Wasserman. Let's bring in the 4 key promoters in the UK. Dana White getting involved. He's got his own strategy. His strategy is more like capitalist. We keep it in house. Yes. We own the belts. We own everybody. We don't fight. Say, for example, you wouldn't get a PFL fighter fight a UFC fighter. It's all UFC fighters. So it keeps everything in-house and controlled. Now, I know that Eddie and Frank Smith have openly spoke about they love the UFC model. So obviously His Excellency was listening to all of that, taking notes. And then he's thought, you know what? Okay, I'm going to go for the jugular. So he's gone and said, okay, we're going to do this. It started off as we're going to crush everybody. And then there was a bit of backtracking with that. And now it's like everyone's going to work with everybody, but we're setting up this league. It's still in like the talking phase. Even Dana White did something at a press conference where he said, listen, calm yourself. Yeah, this is the beginning. We don't even know where we're broadcasting yet. Leave it. Eddie's openly said that they've approached some of his fighters, etc., and he'll never stop his fighters if they think they can earn more money, get more activity elsewhere. So I think it's a sit and wait for that one, I think.
Okay. You know what? Me and Eddie Hearn are the same age. I'm older than him. I'm in January. He is so we're in the same school year.
Yeah, he's a Gemini, isn't he?
So out of everybody, and my mum is a Gemini too, so out of everybody in boxing who's actually talking, I can hear him.
Okay.
As clear as day, like he's sitting next to me in school, right?
Yep. All right.
And he is a very, very smart man. Like, sorry, you there? Yeah, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn is a very smart man. Like, forget the fact that his dad set it up. Forget the silver spoon. Forget all of that stuff, because what he's got is the gift of the gab.
Mm-hmm.
If he worked in a fruit and veg market, he would sell more fruit and veg than someone who's just standing still.
Yeah, for real.
Right? He's proper, really. But what I'm saying, reason why I brought that up is because I've got a feeling, I watched one of his interviews the other day, and he was saying, they was asking him, like, has he got any involvement in it, right? And he was like, well, no, right? And I don't think boxing's actually broken, right? But we'll see, if His Excellency wants to do this or wants to do that or da-da-da-da-da. And when he spoke, I got the vibe from him that he was like, he doesn't feel away because everyone can do what business they want.
Yeah.
But he had that little shock factor where he was like, okay, like, you two have linked up, but you ain't even hollered, man, like me.
Hollered, man.
Like...
Got man out in the cold.
Yeah, like, he had a little bit of that. But what I'm saying is he's a very smart man. And what I believe is, I feel like it's like all the taxi offices in East London was not smiling when Uber came.
Okay. I hear it.
You see?
I hear it.
They was not smiling. They was like there's listen, in Cyprus, you know what they said? We've got old school taxi offices that's been here for years. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We just like it this way. We charge what we charge. We don't want no Uber here. Right? Because it's old school mafia taxi guy. You get me? So they don't want to know about it. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe, like, I know Eddie loves a pound note, but there's a site. There is a thing. If I was one of them, I would be thinking, okay, like, we've let you buy in. You know what I mean? We let you have Wembley and that, a little
treat.
Yeah, but then if he starts doing his own bits without them, will they just be like, right, he's doing his own bits without us? It's a bit of a conversation, isn't it?
It is a bit of a conversation, and like I said, when I think there's high amounts of money involved, I think you'll just be quiet, and you, like you say, just hold your corner. You're just like, just take it and see. I mean, like from our point of view, it's brilliant, but from a business point of view, I do laugh because this is what it is, and anyone can take it how they want. I actually don't care. It's like you're in your yard, Wiley.
Yes.
And you invite one of your brethrens round, and you're chilling, and you're doing this, and then slowly he's moving his furniture in. And slowly you're moving out, my guy. You understand? That's how I look at it.
Bruv, I swear. Listen, that's a nice way to put it, because the way you actually feel, like, I've done business for the last 20 odd years, right? Yes. And obviously some days it's cool, some days are not, and you shouldn't really throw your toys out the pram. But the in business, the geezer or the woman, the man or the woman with the dollar, right?
Yep, runs it.
Yeah, bruv, come on. I'm dead. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, and you know what it is? I listen to Simon Jordan. I listen to Carl Froch, right? And I don't like sometimes when they're hating. But if I remove myself from being like Anthony Joshua fan or a fan of Tyson Fury or just a boxing fan, and if I just move and say, right, let me listen to Simon Jordan. I'm having a laugh. I'm listening to him because I'm laughing, because I can't believe
some of the stuff he said.
Bruv, he is just on Eddie's case. He actually likes Eddie Hearn, by the way. But he's he just Simon, man. He's that one person you just don't want there, because he's just gonna
I like their arguing. I think it's brilliant. The first time when them pair went at it. Yeah. It was. I remember I was like on a long run, so I was listening to it while I was running, and I stopped and I glanced at my phone. There was like 44,000 people watching that live. Yeah. Now that's the type of audience. Listen, I'm not one of these that's like the numbers girl, but the amount of people that tuned into them two going at each other was phenomenal. Yeah. So when I saw that both him and Frank were going into the studio, I thought, this is Frank and Eddie and Simon Jordan part 3, but it wasn't. They were in there with somebody else, because I know if Simon Jordan was in there, it would have just kicked off. Because Frank Warren, he'll be like, "What did you say? The thing I tell you something about Frank Warren. He's old school. He's not going to send it. He's not going to send his geezers round for you. He's rolling up to you, and he's going to look you in your face and say, "What did you just say?" And I
Frank's
like that.
Proper, actually. Frank's
just
proper.
Straight for the neck.
He is. Frank's proper. You know what? Simon Jordan, though, believe it or not, right? I hate to say this. You need him.
Of course you do.
You need him.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, like, even in my game, in my music game, I need people who like me, but I need people who's going to tell me to, I can't just have everyone loves me. You know what I mean?
You can't.
You need him, man. You need Simon Jordan to ruffle feathers, even to the point where Eddie must think, Simon, shut up, pal.
Yeah.
But he's not going to shut up, is he? He's not going to.
Nope.
And he always says this thing, strict liability. Strict liability.
He loves that. He loves that. Basically, so that's the drugs thing, isn't it?
What, strict liability?
Yeah, basically saying you did or you didn't. If it's in your system, you did, and that's it. It doesn't matter. That's what he's on about.
Oh, yeah, with Conor Benn, Benn. Who you got? Conor Benn, Eubank, or shall I say it a different way?
I don't know who I've got, because the thing is, I'm one of these.
Think about it, Abs.
I don't know, man.
Feel it out. Listen, we know Benn, little savage. We know Eubank. Eubank is more experienced, sorry.
Yep.
They say he's the bigger guy.
Yep.
He's obviously more experienced. Can a young, hungry Benn?
And that's the question.
Tell me.
But that is the question, and that's what we don't know, because
Tell me.
Connor's been inactive. He hasn't been active because obviously he's dealing with his stuff.
Yeah.
Eubank has been more active. Is Eubank the explosive, vicious? Because Eubank was vicious. Fighter that he was.
Yes.
And like you said, you've got that young, hungry lion in Connor that just wants to take his head off. Don't get me wrong, they both want to take each other's head off.
They do. Do you know what? If I was the parents, if I was either dad, I wouldn't have let them do it. But I'm speaking from the wrong point of view, right? So if their dads are boxers and they're both boxers, it's kind of like some kind of promoter's going to try to push it, right? But I was thinking of it from a point of view like, I'm an old man. I've got someone, when we grew up, we used to have beef. We have children, now they got beef. I would hate that, wouldn't I? But I know Wiley.
Don't you think? But we have generational beef now, though, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We do.
I believe, you know, Abs, I think people underestimate Conor Benn. And I think he's having a bit of a mad one because of, obviously, the test and stuff. Yeah. But I do believe that Conor, he is somebody. Like, he is somebody.
Of course he is.
You know what I mean? Maybe this is the weight classes. What do they say about weight classes for a reason?
Yeah, because he's going up. Yeah, because it's the 160 mark. There's a rehydration clause set in for Eubank, so he can't go over. I think it's £10 over. So he's got to, weigh in. You can't go above 170 on fight night. And I think usually it's 12. Well, they've changed it to £12, but he's allowed 10. Connor's going up a couple of weights, even though I think he's fought at 154 in his last couple of fights, but he's naturally a 147. There's argument for that. But yeah, it's...
I hear him say, like, what was he saying? Sometimes they walk around at 170.
Yeah.
Or 160, like just normal if there's no...
Yeah. No camp weight, just out of camp weight,
Okay. What are we looking for? Who we got in Bivol?
Bivol and Beterbiev. He's having a rest, isn't he?
Beterbiev. What they having?
Well, they've had their second fight. So Bivol said he wants to rest. I think Benavidez is trying to jump into that, but potentially we're going to get a trilogy with Beterbiev and Bivol again. That fight broke my heart. Did you watch that fight? And
that was off. You know what? I'm a proper Bivol fan, actually. I went to see him.
Beterbiev.
Yeah, so I know of him, but I went to watch Bivol actually in Abu Dhabi.
Oh yeah,
I think Bivol's really good actually. Like
he is. He's phenomenal.
At first, I thought he was like Chinese and white, but then it's the Russia, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he is mixed in with something from over there. I don't know his 40, but he's mixed race. Yeah.
So I remember seeing him boxing, and I was like thinking, okay. And then so I think that Bivol, maybe they should leave it. You reckon they should leave it one apiece for a minute and look elsewhere, or not?
Hold on a minute. Kugan Cassius wants to jump on. 1 second.
All right, good.
I'll send the link. 1 second.
Yeah.
I think. Let me just do that. You know, they say that women can concentrate on more things than what? No, they can't. It's a lie.
They're men.
Right. Let me just invite Kugan. Send it on the WhatsApp, Kugan, because he's quite funny, and I know you've spoke to him before. That's when I saw you on his channel, and I was like, oh my god, I'd love to speak to him. But this was before I was doing all the YouTube thing. Right, I've just sent him the link. So I'll see if he.
When did you start the channel?
You know what? I started it from my living room in 2020. I think December 2020, and then I progressed and wormed my way in without no dough, no sponsorship, no backing, and then managed to get my way in to start going to the shows and that, and I'm still going. So I'm happy about that.
Good.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? It feels better. If things feel better when you do them like for yourself. I'm not saying you don't need help. Yeah, but like it feels better, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know about being independent. You know about putting yourself out there. That's why it doesn't matter what we do, Wiley. We're business people, and we're good at something and we put it into practice. You've been like more than successful. Here we go. This is going to be a mad one now. Coogan, Cassius.
Am I on?
Yeah,
What's
you're
happening,
on.
mate? What's happening? You all right?
Everyone's here. It's going to be a party in a minute.
I'm Wiley, it's you.
What's happening, mate? How you doing?
What's happening?
I know. I was. You know what? I was. Anyway, you know, I was sending you some love and respect the other day. Because I'm.
Hold on. Let me just wait there.
What's he doing?
No, hold on. I'm just trying to position it so it's all good.
All right.
So I can see it properly.
He's turned his phone around, hasn't he?
Okay. Yeah. So I was sending you some love and respect the other day because I've got to a place where I can do my music again without like too much hassle, and I obviously have to take different procedures and stuff, but I've got kids to feed, mate. You know, I can't just think about myself. You know, I have to think about my children too. So big up to Coogan, because Coogan was definitely kind of a good person, like, you know, advice and just, you know, big up Coogan. What's happening, mate? Anyway, let's talk boxing.
What's happening?
Let's talk boxing. How do you feel about that as well? I just asked Abs, Joe Joyce and Hrgovic. How do you feel about
that? So there's some people saying, and I'm not going to comment on this, but there's some people saying that this is equally as hard a fight as Dillian Whyte, maybe more so. Now, I'm not going to go along with more so, but you could argue that's an equally as difficult fight. And fair play to Joe Joyce, really, because I know it's Frank's first show with DAZN, so the opponent had to be good. And Hrgovic is definitely credible, very credible. So I kind of like the fight. Disappointed, obviously, that Dillian wasn't available to fight, but I think as the second option, I think Hrgovic is more than credible to see to go in with Joe Joyce. So I kind of like the fight. Disappointed for the Dillian Whyte situation, but yeah.
Do you want to be honest, Coogan? Do you want to be honest about this one? Because I like Joe Joyce, like decent, proper geezer, right? This is a nightmare for Joe Joyce. This is a Coog, listen to me, yeah? I watched Hrgovic. I don't know how Dubois even got through that, right? I know every fight's different. I know styles make fights. But I'm a casual when I say this. If he does what he done to Dubois, that is going to be a nightmare for Joe.
Yeah, but what I would say to this,
yeah,
Joe Joyce is, when he turned pro, the clock was already running for Joe Joyce. Yeah,
real,
okay.
He took Ian Lewison on his debut, right? They had to move quickly with Joe Joyce.
Okay.
So where Joe Joyce is in his career right now, he's got to be taking fights like this because, listen, it hasn't gone Joe's way, obviously, with those defeats, but Joe has to be in fights like this. He hasn't got any other option. He can't fight 2 or 3 fights that are with kind of mediocre opponents. So I kind of like this. It will tell you where Joe is right now in his career.
Okay.
But he has to take fights against people like Hrgovic, 100%.
That sounds like a Coog. If you was his manager, would you have took
Coog is going to sit on the fence. You know what? He ain't going to answer.
That's why I love talking to Coog. All right, look. All right, let's leave that one alone.
Go on, ask me the question.
No, what about this one then? What about this one? Because I love this. All right, Coogan, I love this one. Abs, this has been my favorite one, right? Rematch. What are we feeling like in the rematch for Johnny Fisher, Dave Allen?
Right. Well, look,
How are we feeling?
Hold on, right. I'm not going to comment on who I think wins the rematch.
Okay.
But my view, which I've said to Johnny Fisher and Big John.
Yeah, forget the first fight.
Was that Dave Allen won the fight.
One. Yeah, forget the first one.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm not going to comment on who I believe wins the rematch. It's not what I've done for 15 years, so I'm not going to start doing it now.
All right. Well, Abs, how are you feeling? I'm massive. I'm a massive Johnny Fisher fan. Like, I thought Johnny Fisher was gonna. Yeah, I thought Johnny Fisher was gonna get Dave Allen out of there in about 90 seconds. To be fair,
I didn't when I saw the size of Dave Allen, but when I saw that this is the first time I've seen him look so. I've not seen him look in shape like that in a while. So when I saw that, I thought he's taking this seriously.
Okay. So you think Dave? Obviously, Dave's got more experience. Yes,
he's got more experience, but Johnny is really focused. You could see that from the press conference that they had. He was like, he almost felt like he was duped into a pretend friendship. Like Dave Allen was doing the best to be respectful, his best mate, kind of like what Andy Ruiz did to Anthony Joshua. Oh, let us hold the belts. And then we all saw how that turned out. So Johnny Fisher's sort of like, not on the back foot, but more reserved. And it's like he's just zoned in on what he needs to do.
Yeah.
So
I think Johnny Fisher.
Different Johnny Fisher coming into this fight, I do.
Okay. I think Johnny Fisher can beat Dave Allen. I don't think he won the last one. No. But because I'm a fan of him, so it might be from a biased place, I know he can beat him. I feel like I was listening to a Coogan talking to Eddie the other day, and what I learned from it is in heavyweights, like on certain different nights, almost like sometimes anyone can beat anyone.
Yeah, for real.
You know, so I've learned that one. But Johnny Fisher can beat Dave Allen. He didn't the last time, but he can. But maybe not in that 90-second fashion. You know, like when he just comes out there and he see how when he got rid of Babbage. I thought he could do that to Dave. Yeah, I didn't think he could do that. No, you didn't.
Yeah, I didn't think he could do that.
What about, guys, listen.
Tell me.
I've got to go to your call. We're leaving for your call for the top show.
All right.
So
who's boxing tonight?
Johnny Clark's got a top tier show on the Zone. So
all right, good.
It starts in a couple of hours, so we're leaving now.
Actually got the Zone.
We're leaving now for that show. But
all right.
Yeah, you jump
don't worry. Go on, Coogan. That way, we'll see you again, mate. Have a good one. Take it easy.
We'll have to do it, mate. We'll have to make it a regular thing, Coogan.
Let's do one, mate.
Listen, I'll jump on, no problem. I've just got to go and get changed.
I'm on the live.
I've just got to wear my Rolex, and I need to leave.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, listen, Umar, you're wronging, mate. Oi.
No, but to be fair, before Coogan goes, and I've always said this, Coogan is the reason why I started my YouTube channel.
I love IFL.
I've got so much time for Coogan. He is my favourite, and he always will be. But you already know that, don't you, Coogan? I just had to put it out there.
Of course.
A real one.
Coog, do you watch proper boxing?
What?
Do you watch that channel, Proper Boxing? That geezer?
Listen, I watch all channels.
So do I.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah, I watch every channel out there. I watch.
You don't watch Proper Boxing, Abs?
I've watched these, but I don't watch every channel now because I just don't.
Seconds out and all that. Coogan, do you watch the YB?
Informative channels.
I watch channels that do similar to what I do.
Okay.
You can pick the bones from
that. YB.
Yeah.
I think I've seen a couple of his videos. Yeah, I think I have.
He's quite funny.
Predominantly, I watch people that do what I do.
You know what it is with YB and Proper Boxing? I love them for the wrong reason. If I was a boxer, I'd hate them.
Yeah, you would.
I would absolutely hate them because I would just be like, they're a nightmare. Them two are a nightmare. But go on.
But he's funny because he just says what he thinks. He says what he thinks. He's very humorous, and I've met him in person. I brought him to a Misfit show with me. I just messaged him and said, "Oh, do you fancy coming to a Misfits presser?" And he was like, "Yeah." So I never met him, just watched his channel and brought him with me to the Misfits presser, and he loved it. And you know what he said to me? This is how much of a gentleman he is, because you know what I do on my channel? I'm always slating everybody. I don't want you associated with me, because then that can mess up your work. He didn't have to say that.
Yeah, he didn't. You know what, YB?
So
you know what,
cool
YB? I wouldn't like him, Abs. If I was a boxer or a promoter or anyone,
you wouldn't.
I couldn't. I'd hate him.
You'd want to kill him.
Oh, mate, he's a nightmare. Proper nightmare. But yeah. All right, Coogan, listen, have a good one. And listen, when we do this again, please, because there is some good conversations. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you the questions I know you can't answer. I'm just going to converse. Yeah. No, I'm going to live. You know why? Because Coogan, you know what? You have got Eddie Hearn. You're always winding him up. You've got him. You've got him. You and him the same age?
No, he's 2 years older.
Okay.
2 years older.
All right.
But yeah, I'll jump on. Listen, I'll jump on again at some point, whatever you do.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will.
I'll see you. Are you going to Heavy Impact?
Yes, I'll be there.
Well, we'll link up there anyway. But look after yourself, Coogan.
Right.
Keep being you.
Keep being you, mate.
Thanks. Wiley.
Nice one.
Love. All love.
All right. All love.
Yeah, he's proper geezer. Like I said, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have set up my channel. So absolute respect to him. There is so much going on. Did you see? So obviously Dillian White's out. So we got Conor. Have you looked at any of the other fighters on the Conor Benn card? On the Chris Eubank and Conor Benn card? Is there any other fights on there? Because obviously we've got Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yard.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I like that one, actually. I've watched the other two of them. Only because, look, they won a piece.
Okay.
They won a piece. So I think, but the card, let me check. I think, tell me, look, 1 second. Let me just check. Because I did watch the presser, actually, but I just need to actually. Because I like the way that he's going to pay for, what did he say he's going to pay for?
I was going to give out the 50 grand.
Yeah, I like that.
We'll see. Out of his
I like that. Yeah, because, and also, you know what? Where they said are they fining him for?
Yeah, 100 grand.
Yeah, but you know what, Abs?
The egg gate.
He'll get that back. I know people who will give that back to him tomorrow, just because they love the joke of the egg.
Yeah.
Like the egg in the face. You cheated, you get an egg in your face, mate. Yeah, them guys like.
But the thing is, they used it as marketing. There was a picture. DAZN, it was like on billboards. They used it as marketing as he got his fines, he got his knuckles wrapped, whatever you want to say. They still used it as marketing. So it's, to me, that's a little bit like, well,
you can't fight. Yeah,
do you know what I mean? If you're going to fine them, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
It sold the fight. It sold the fight. And if you didn't, obviously it was going to sell out, but it was just a really great way to sell the fight.
Of course.
Obviously, I do get gone. Who?
He did. Eubank just left straight after. Didn't do any interviews or anything. He just left. He seemed like walking out the place, throwing the egg into the air.
See the egg. The egg. I saw someone say like, if a bit of shell went in his eye, that would be. I understand the little bit of shell.
Yeah, it's sharp.
But they've used it to sell the fight.
Do you think it was a setup?
Not from everyone, but
I
think Chris,
don't think
I think Chris always knew. Like, because you know what, I never always understood Chris Eubank. I think I wasn't there. I was more when it was his dad, right?
All right, yeah.
But I actually understand him, like today properly. You know what I mean? Like I get him, like. Because growing up, I just would have been like, oh, no, or he's posh, or he's this, or he's that. But no, I actually understand him, and I'm not judging him, but because he speaks good English. Like, I'm not going to judge him no more on that. Like, he's a lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I actually respect I respect him. Like,
yeah, same.
I do. I respect him, man. I don't know what it is.
It's gonna have to be tough. He's growing up with like his dad's. Like he was saying that his dad was driving him to school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, his dad like wears a monocle. He's quite eccentric. You know, if you're getting dropped to school in a truck, and
that lorry.
So his character would have been built from, you know, what people like in school. He would have they would have been rinsing him,
bruv. The cussing match.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, you can just hear what the kids would have been saying to him. So know that he's got resilience. You know that you can say things to him, and he'll just sit there and just be like, he's just nonchalant, just cold.
He's hilarious. He's like,
yeah, I like him.
You know, if you fail those drugs tests, like he's actually
he's like his dad. Just like his dad.
He is like he's.
Oh my days, he's jumped off. I'll tell you what, this happened. This is what happens when you go live. Is Wiley going to come back? Nobody knows. But I do know why that's happened. Is because somebody's cut in with a phone call or his battery's died. This is a bit of an impromptu one. Didn't know it was going to happen. Wiley, we've been going backwards and forwards saying, when you're coming on, yeah, let's do it now. I couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. And then today it was like, let's get this done. I think it'll be something that will be done regular. So thank you to all of you that are tuning in. I don't know if he's going to jump back on because, like I said, his battery could be dead. Let me just send him a message. See if he's going to come back on. I love this live stuff because I've got to be, are you coming back? With the question mark. This is what happens when you stream, you produce, you do everything yourself. Anything can happen. It's unpredictable. I like it. I like being the director of my own show. I was going to start to get to some questions because, as you can see, he loves boxing. He knows about the sport. He's been around it for a long time. And I'm going to see if I can get him to come with me to one of the fights. See if I can get him down as a +1. Let me see what happens with this WhatsApp. I'm going to make an educated guess and say that he's probably not going to jump back. I'm going to keep rambling on for a few more minutes and then I'll end the live stream and we'll go at it again. Just to let you know as well, the schedule this week is heavy impacts, but I've been invited up to Dalton Smith's gym up in Sheffield. So I'll be there on Tuesday getting some content because obviously he's got his up and coming fight. And then I think it's from Wednesday onwards, we move over to Manchester for Double Impact. I'm going to see if I can get something done with Hrgovic. Doesn't really do that many interviews per se. I'm going to try and definitely get Frank Warren on as well and speak to some of the undercard because unfortunately we lost 3 people off that card. Dillian White, Lawrence Okoli and Derek Chisora and Richard Riatpour. So yeah, 3 of them gone off the card. We've got the title fight with David Adelaide versus Jamie Takivi. There was a rumor that Moses Atuma was supposed to step on the card. He didn't. The card is what it is. I'm not complaining about the card. Yes, it would have been nice if everyone was on it. However, sometimes it doesn't work like that. It is the Queensbury launch with DAZN, so it is significant. So definitely going to turn up and show our support for that. And then I think the week after, guys, I think I'm jumping on that Misfits bandwagon. It's in Derby. Derby's down the road. And there's a couple of fights on there that I'm actually interested in watching. So I'm going to try and get some content from the Misfits the week after. And then after that, I think we then... Is that the... That is the Benn... That's the Benn, yeah? Benn Eubank. So it's all started to roll in. So April is going to be an extremely busy month. Like I said, and if I'm not at the fights, I'll definitely be doing the live watch-alongs. I'm going to try and do a Sunday segment again with Wiley, if you'll jump on. I can't say it's going to be every week because he's very unpredictable. But I like that about him. And that's what makes a true artist. They are who they are. So, yeah, I think I'm going to leave it as that. He's not got back to me on WhatsApp. So I'm going to take it. A call's come in or his battery's died on his phone because that was random. Listen, thank you to all of you that have listened in, all of you that have commented. I was getting to questions, but unfortunately it was what it was. Thank you to Coogan Cassius for jumping on as well. We'll definitely get him on again. And yeah, that's it. I think we're going to end the live stream, but thank you all for your time. 50 minutes of fun. I'll see you all next week, and keep an eye out for the content. I still need to get up to that 10K. Oh no, he's come back.
Sorry.
I thought you did, you know.
Sorry.
I thought you dipped.
What do we need to get to 10K? Yeah, like,
yeah,
subscribe.
I need to, yeah, all of that mad stuff. Yeah, where's this geezer gone? At least I know he's coming back, because I was just about to cut the stream. Let's have a look. I think it's because somebody.
Oh, it's okay.
Is it you're just popular?
No, wait. It's all right. It's all right.
Live TV, man. You know what? Why I've got?
Tell me.
You've been doing your shows. You started touring again. What, like you said, you got kids to feed. I get all of that. What's give you that like rocket to say, you know what, I'm on this? Are you listening to the music and you're thinking it's dead? I want to shout out one artist that I do like though. That's popped up. Nems, very good artist, extremely good. I like his flow. His music's sick. Yeah. And I'm banging out to all of his tunes at the moment. But anyway, talk to me about what's happening with you. Yeah,
so big up Nems. I you know what? I always like to big up those from outside of London as well, because obviously I'm from London. So therefore, I like to shed light on Manchester, Birmingham, Leicester, Nottingham, Leeds, wherever we are or wherever we've been placed. I love to see those people doing music, because, you know, when you're not in the big city, you sometimes think you can't achieve what you want to achieve, but you can.
Relatable.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you actually are, if you love it.
Relatable.
Yeah, bro. So that's why I like not just a big up Nems, but there's loads of others, right? For me, what has woken me up is we don't live forever.
True.
And when you're young, life feels like you're actually going to live forever. As I got past 40 years old, and just, you know, I worked out, just I matured. I've realized that, you know, like, if I've got one stance or the way I feel, but I've got children and I know I have to feed those children, and I know, okay, I've got to feed these, so I can't really be dealing with this, or I can't really be dealing with that, right? It's the selfishness. So I was sometimes I'm selfish and I forget, oh, my children need to live on, right? So my oldest daughter, she can talk to me, she can tell me how she feels. You know, I told her, never feel scared to say anything to me. And I've had like a few conversations with me, and she's kind of like, sometimes she's looking at me sideways, right? Because in her head, she's thinking, okay, last time I checked, we was in Foot Locker, right? And we was in JD, and we might even be in Louis Vuitton, right? And now, like, Dad is not got us, we're not in Balenciaga, right? I'm glad we ain't, because I want to keep me 2 pence in my pocket, right? Yeah. But she was looking at me a bit sideways, but she was never going to say it. But you can feel it from your children, right? Yeah. So I made a joke about it, like, "Rah, my pickney dam's looking at me sideways," and but after the joke, I realized, yes, they are looking at you sideways, because even if they understood or didn't understood, your job is to actually look after them, raise them, educate them, and blah, 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 blah. So if there's a reason why you can't for a minute, they're going to ask you why. Me, right? And I can't lie to them, and they can't lie to me, right? So it's my oldest daughter looking at me sideways that has just made me, like, no matter what my political stance is, go to work and feed your children. We can do, you know, and that's kind of where I've had to snap out of thinking about myself and, like, just children. I always think about my children, but I've had to remove myself, and, you know, so it's my daughter. My oldest daughter's like, okay, do you do music anymore or what? And I'm like, yeah. I done a tune last night. Yeah, but it's not on the radio and that, Dad.
Okay.
Like, you know, so, and at the beginning, I maybe would have been ignorant, you know, like, nah, man, this is the right way. Independent, blah, blah, you know what I mean? But
I hear you.
Yeah, I had to stop being selfish. So back to work, booking agent, and just, I'm 46. I've got a little 5-year plan. If I can make it to 50 years old safely, then I'm all right, you know?
No, I like that because that's inspirational for me because
Yes.
I think I'm probably at the stage where I'm selfish.
You feel like that?
Yeah, I do. So I hear what you're saying because of certain things, certain beliefs and stuff. And I've always said, you know, you're not going to give me any money and I can be bought. You know, I may have cut my own knuckles off and spited my own face. Maybe there were opportunities that I could have taken. And because I like dig my heels in and I want to wear this independent cape all over the place to say, I done this.
Yes.
It is selfish. And I think that just comes from us as being like, we had to work hard from the ground up because we didn't have the handouts. Right. Because we had to find our own way. We never had the parents saying, here's a few grand of inheritance, go and buy your yard. We had the parents saying, I want you to keep out of trouble. Yeah. I want you to do this. I want you to better yourself. We had like those words of wisdom. So we've always been driven individuals, and we've driven individuals, Wiley, begat selfishness. And that's why we are the way we are. So it's nice to hear that there's kind of a different side, a different door that you can come out of the other side, because what you're saying, believe it or not, is extremely relatable to me too. Understand.
So you feel like your family, your people around you, like, you know, if you've got to go and do this, Manchester, you got to go York Hall, you got to go blah.
Burning change.
What? So if you don't see them as much, they will feel like, where's Abs? Like, tell me, or you're coming late, or
or sometimes I'm gone for a couple of days. And this is like a hobby. I'm not doing this for money. I have to make that clear, because if I was, I'd forget it. I haven't made a penny. I'm doing it because I like doing it. I'm doing it because I like speaking to people and learning about people's experiences. And like the fighters, I can relate to them because some of them have been through rough times, or some of them, it's just the mindset of a fighter. And look, there's athletes and there's fighters. Some of the boxers are athletes. And when I say that, I mean that they wouldn't be able to, say, for example, if there was a fight on the road, they won't be able to have a fight on the road because they can't fight. They're athletes, they're professional boxers. But then some of them are fighters. So you know that they can get down in the ring, but they can also get down outside if they need to. And it's the ones that are a mixture of the two that I can really relate to, because they're the ones with that mindset. They're the ones that understand that they can lose, but they have to come back. They're the ones with that much like ego that they'll go against the grain because they feel like they need to prove a point. And I love that.
Yeah, me too.
It's a beautiful mindset. So hearing you say what you're saying, I can relate to that 100%.
Yeah. Do you know who also I religiously watch their interviews? Because I don't always have to agree with them. You know, basically, Johnny Nelson has helped me to understand the saying, agree to disagree, right? So you can still be cool with someone and not agree.
Yeah, for real.
Right? Whereas before, if I didn't agree or they didn't agree, it would cause like, oh, you don't agree, so we don't agree. Like, by watching Johnny Nelson's interviews and listening to him speak, he has taught me that you can agree to disagree. So
for real.
He has a point, you have a point, we have a point, and then just because I don't agree with Johnny, or just because I do, we don't have to fall out, kind of thing. You know what I mean, innit? Like,
100%.
Like in my own life, like if someone doesn't agree, we don't have to fall out. Like, but people feel away, Abs, sometimes, don't they?
Because they ain't grown yet. I think it's because he's growing mentally to understand that. I look at things from my point of view, and as you look at things through your point of view. Yeah. So we're not always gonna meet eye to eye, and that's okay. It doesn't make either of us wrong or right. It's just our point of view. It's not even that deep. Fair
you know
enough.
What I mean?
If you put on 100 grand and then things go missing, and all right, that's a bit deep then. But in a sense, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
does it? Does it really matter?
No.
Is it worth falling out over?
Exactly. And I used to get upset sometimes when he'd be like, you know, Joshua, he hasn't got the fire anymore, and I used to think, Johnny, man, leave Joshua alone. But then I realized the things that he's saying, he's speaking from a boxer's point of view, right? So even though he's speaking from like his generation and era, it's like if anyone would know that if you have a couple of losses or if you this or if you that, sometimes you kind of fall out of love with it, or you get older or the more money you've got. He's actually speaking from his point of view. So when I'm getting upset when he's like, Joshua, and I'm thinking, leave Joshua alone, Johnny. He's speaking from a boxer's point of view, not a casual fan.
And he's speaking from his point of view, not Anthony Joshua's.
Yeah. Yes. So he can still be wrong. I don't have to agree with him, right?
Correct.
But I've learned to still watch his interviews, whereas when I was young, I wouldn't have watched him just because he said he don't like Joshua. You know what I mean? I was so young, man. Like, it took me so long to grow up, Abs. I swear to God, it took me so long to like just be like, you can just agree to disagree. Like, you don't.
Do we ever grow up though? Do you think we ever really grow up?
What do you think? I listen.
No.
If I like I said to you a minute ago, if I was a boxer, I would not like YB.
Yeah.
Right? But I like YB from a different side, right? So again, like even before, like say if he says something about like he like I like Joe Joyce, and then he'll say something about Joe, and then I'll be like, oh, YB. But that's Wiley. YB's doing a show on YouTube, and that's him, and you're laughing on it because you like it, right?
Yeah.
And then, but I like Joe Joyce, so then Joe might think, Wiley, why would you watch YB?
Yeah.
He's always slating me, you know what I mean? So,
the thing is, he slates everyone.
He's horrible, mate. But I do think he loves boxing. Do you think he does love boxing?
Yeah, he does. What's quite funny is if he puts a bet on a fighter and then he loses, go and watch that. He absolutely loses his shit then and starts like he slates them. If he gets gassed up by a fighter and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna put up some coin on this, and then he loses his money, he loses his shit. That's the funny YB.
Yeah, that is the funny way. He is hilarious, YB.
But boxing needs all of us though. It
needs everyone, man. Listen, it needs what's that man? Billy Nelson.
Yeah.
It needs it needs Sam Jones. It needs all the people whose interviews that we all watch. It needs it all for it to be it, right? Even you know, when you see even His Excellency when he does his little thing, it needs all of it. Do you know who it needs the most though? Like, it needs those people like Bob Arum as well.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious.
You know what I mean, innit? Like, it needs people who serve time.
Yeah.
Like, I can't. How can he be 93?
Yeah, still going, still jumping on the airplanes and going about his business.
Listen, Bob Arum. And the only reason I'm saying this is because I know what business is. Bob Arum is a G in business. I don't care what business he did.
Longevity.
I know. I don't care what business he did. He is a G in business terms.
Yeah.
He's been like, even if, you know, some people don't like it or some people got bumped or something, bro.
Business.
He's been doing it for like double my life. So I've got to respect almost double my life. I respect people like that because it's kind of, when we weren't there, they were doing stuff to build it, I guess, you know?
That's what I'm saying. Even like with Frank Warren, he's been doing it 47 years. That's my age. That's a crazy long time. And to still be there after so much, after like dips in your career where you lose money, you're on the brink of maybe not carrying on, and then you come back and then you excel. And that just shows what resilience does. You know, they say sometimes if you do the same thing over and over again and it doesn't work for you, it's a definition of madness. Keep going, my guy. If you think that's your thing, keep going.
Yeah, keep going. So that's what, as I've learned how to respect, like, who come before you, who's coming after you, the young, like, so, and this helps your mindset also. Like, if you practice how to, like, respect who came before you, respect who's coming after, and relax, you know. And I feel like this is sometimes where the mishaps are coming from, where it's like AJ, Lennox Lewis, you know, and then someone younger than even AJ, and Lennox will be like, AJ, you know, I can show you this and I can this and I can that, and AJ might just want to do it himself. And then if AJ don't get checked Lennox, now Lennox is like, you know what I mean? It's like,
do you get that in the industry? Like, as the name, like the Godfather, like I said, you're a absolutely lyrical genius with the metaphors, everything. I love it anyway. I like people. It's art. It's all art to me.
It's all art.
So when you get, like, you know, we call them the young ones now, and you know, it's just it's who started this gangster shit. You know, same thing that Dr. Dre was saying in one of his tracks, and this is the motherfucking thanks I get. Blah blah blah. It's like the young ones come in.
You know what it is? And and it's mad you say this, because me and Stormzy, we got into like a little battle, but it was for the culture, right?
Okay.
But it was something that I wish I didn't do, because he's much younger than me, right? And he's just, in terms of me battling and whatever, we're just not from the same time, generation, you know what I mean? So I felt, because basically by the time a Stormzy comes along, I'm only supposed to just be the big uncle, God bless everyone wherever you're from, and go on, go do your thing, right? That's how, you know, as you get older, you just be the uncle, whoever, you respect who's coming after, respect who came before. And we got into a thing petty over like Ed Sheeran, me and Ed Sheeran banter, this, that, boom. And Stormzy, after, I said to him, you know what, I wish I didn't do that, because I feel stupid. Right?
Serious?
Yeah, I did. And I felt really silly. I felt like, you know, there's a time to defend, there's a time to think, but Wiley, also, your people are Kano and Dirty Dogs and Dizzy Rascal and Skepta, and, you know, like, I've got my own people if I wanted to do that, right? So I felt really bad. And since that happened, basically what I'm trying to say is, it's at that point where I obviously started to grow up and be like, Wiley, you're the big uncle. You're only supposed to encourage and uplift people younger than you, and you're only supposed to respect those who came before you. And then you've got your own era. You know, like Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora, like, they've got their own era of who they are. So I would hate to see, well, I wouldn't hate, we'd probably love it, but like, I wouldn't want them to put like Moses or Talma.
I was just thinking that.
You know, like, I need Moses.
I know where you're going.
Yeah, because I think Moses will deal with a lot of people, but is that fair? Like even what he just done to Dempsey McKean.
Yeah, but can you pay homage? Like I said, if you go back on yourself and you go back on Stormzy, obviously up and coming artist versus the veteran, the one that kind of laid the foundations for everyone else to build their house on. That's what it is. You know, just like myself just then with Coogan, I have to pay homage. I'm not going to come to him with any disrespect. I'm never going to go on like I'm better than him, because I know I'm not, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have my channel. Not because he built it, but he inspired me. So if I came up like this jumped up little I'm better than you, and then started like sort of side-eyeing or sniping after Coogan, he's got every right to come for my neck. That's, you know what I'm
saying. And that's what I'm saying. It's like It's like exactly. So it's like sometimes there's a cutoff point. It's like you don't want to see Jay-Z warring with NBA YoungBoy. You just don't.
All right,
right?
I hear that.
You know, so that's why I felt silly. But it helped me because I was then able to be like, you know what, I'm in control of my mind, and I know. So there are people who I could battle with. He wasn't one of them, right, Wiley? So, and it helped me, right? So see today, if I see Stormzy, we don't need to think about the past. We can think about the future. We can think of the bigger picture, right? Where it's like, you know, I came before him, he came after. I should only be uplifting and encouraging them, tell them what I've learned. So obviously, like, you tell people advice, so hopefully they don't make the same mistakes. But I feel like people want to make their own mistakes. They want their own experience. I hear
that. Yeah.
You know, so yeah, so the Stormzy thing, it kind of woke me up a lot.
Okay.
I'll be honest, and it made me, I don't know, it made me feel humble. Like, I don't know, it made me just think I shouldn't have done it. Simple as that. And I wouldn't, whilst I want Moses Atama to knock out Dempsey McKean, I would hate for them to kind of put him
with Tyson Fury.
Like, don't rush him. But then if we're
eventually,
go on, tell me though, if we're sitting there thinking, you know what, mate, I think Moses might blah blah blah, do you rush him or do you just keep it steady? What would you do?
Keep it steady. Keep it steady. But the thing is, you will, if those guys still stay in the game and they don't retire. Obviously we've got Fury's retired at the moment. Yeah. But say, for example, if AJ still stays in the game in a couple of years' time, there is a good chance that Moses could fight him. And this is where you hand over the baton, don't you? We saw it the other day with Natasha Jonas when she fought Lauren Price, and it was literally the handing over of the baton. It gets like that. So you either avoid and you don't fight them, or you don't battle with them, and then you bow out gracefully, or you just don't entertain anything. Or one day that young one's going to come for you. Just don't you remember, like, Carlito's Way?
Yes, I do.
And you remember Benny Blanco from the Bronx? And he kept on trying to, he was trying so hard to befriend my man. And he was like rebutting him. No, I don't want to know you. Who are you? Stop trying to get in my business, because he knew what Benny was going to do. And look what happened in the end. One of his own homies ratted him out, and he got popped by Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Exactly.
So I understand, whether I agree with you or not, I understand why you held your ground and did what you did.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Reflection's beautiful, hindsight's beautiful, but I get it, because sometimes, you know, it is these young ones that were like, look at Cat Williams. My man was doing the most. Everyone's popping and laughing. Didn't some like 15-year-olds boss him up at a school? And then he became
they was in a play a basketball.
Come on, man. Come on.
Cat Williams.
This is what happens. It's brutal out here.
It is brutal. It is definitely brutal. And there's a time, listen, evolution.
Yeah, evolution, for real.
You know, is key. So back to the original point. Respect who's before you, respect who's after you, and keep it moving, because that's kind of all you can do, you know, without winding anyone up or treading on anyone's toes. But I feel like Carl Froch and Simon Jordan are laughing in their heads because they feel like, see, we told you. You've let His Excellency in the door, and now he owns it all. And then they're going to obviously be like, no, listen, he doesn't own it all. He did it there. He's just in the door, mate. He's allowed to use Wembley now. He's allowed to, because if I was His Excellency and I'm paying all these people the money and I'm buying in, right? And I'm trying to build my Riyadh season, right?
Yep.
And I've give Eddie this, I've give Frank, I've give all the fighters.
Slapping Rolexes, slapping them Rolexes, mate, you know.
Right? I've give you, listen, remember, I'm the guy who's come, and whatever money you said, I've give it to you. So I'm overpaying you lot, right?
Overpaying.
Right.
Now it's time to collect.
eventually, when it gets to this time, I'm gonna be ringing you, telling you, get me Wembley. Let me do one, right?
Yep.
I want to do Times Square. I want Alcatraz. Let me do a couple, mate, because I've paid you.
Yeah.
And you let you know.
Yeah, but it's true though. Well, what would you do? What would you do if you were slapping out cash to everybody? Wouldn't you do the same thing?
I would. Usually when I in the world of like growing up in your area, usually when the man with the money comes round and he's throwing it about, he'd be back. Listen, he'd drop it off Friday. He'd be back next week, or he'd give you 2 weeks. Because he dropped it on. He wants to, like, and that's what it is. That's why Simon Jordan and Carl Froch, this is what they meant when they was saying it, like, you know. But listen, Carl Froch and Simon and Eddie, it doesn't matter, mate. Who's got the money? Who paid you? He paid you. Well, then eventually, mate, whoever's paying you is going to feel comfortable in your business world.
Yeah.
What we doing? You know what I mean? And especially someone who's always, how much you want? Yeah. All right, here. Like, because even even His Excellency, he's got to start tightening up the purse strings eventually as well, won't he?
I think he probably will. Especially with Dana White, yeah.
Because
you need return, you need revenue. Oh, it's the blackout once again. And this was just getting interesting. Where is he? Who knows? Let's have a look at this. Oh, it's all right, you're back. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be saying, I want to do a thing where my outgoings are not so much and my incomings look a little bit better, mate. Because even though I'm buying in and I'm I want to do a few bits and bobs.
Yeah.
One thing, listen, I've been staying in Dubai. Started to buy a property there, right?
Oh, nice.
And one thing about Dubai, so got my Emirates ID, blah blah.
Okay.
Right, I've done all that. That was 2 years ago. But to get to a comfortable place, right?
Yeah.
Nightmare. But once you get through it and that, blah blah, it's not a nightmare, right?
Yeah.
But the people in Dubai, like the system, do not think that they don't know. We're splashing out, mate, but we want something back.
Yeah.
That is their thing. Like all English tourists, everyone's doing whatever they want, living the life of Riley, right? But the actual system of it, they want something back. They're not just throwing it out there, lads. You know.
Contract of San Van Ganza. You know that film?
I've heard that. I haven't watched it. I've heard that though. I've heard of that.
You've not watched that film with Nicolas Cage?
No. What? And but I will.
Oh, how can I forget the name of the damn film now?
I haven't watched it, but I've heard that saying. But listen, yes, and I understand. I understand it. But so does Eddie and Frank. Anyway, they're not stupid. They've been around this block already, mate. And listen, you know what was really funny when Eddie first got with DAZN?
Yeah, I remember he got so much.
He was, mate. He, you know what?
I backed that because I like the idea.
Yeah, listen, I weren't listening to him. I have now got DAZN.
Serious.
And I don't like monthly subscriptions. I don't like direct debt. I don't like none of that, mate. I don't. And by listening to this man, he talked me into getting DAZN. It worked. The pitch. So, but yeah, you know what? We'll see. We'll see. I think His Excellency and Dana White.
We'll see how that goes.
We will see. Do you reckon that some of the people like Bob Arum and that will tell their fighters or tell people like Tank or people like that, don't get involved?
If you want to keep your assets, yeah. I think that's human nature.
Like don't do nothing with that. What's it called?
Yeah.
Club or whatever they call it.
TKO.
TKO. Do you reckon they're going to be like Tank?
Oh, of course. I've had certain people in the media tell fighters not to come on my channel, and nobody's getting paid for it. So I know for a fact, if there's money involved, you're going to say it's human nature.
Yeah.
It's what people do, innit? Because if they think something's going to undercut you or be more successful, no one wants to lose their assets. It's like these crazy geezers that don't want their girlfriends going out on the weekend in case you meet somebody else. And it's like, nah, don't go there. Don't go out. Stay at home or watch a movie. Come on.
Insecurity, innit, though?
Yeah.
Insecurity.
Yes, spot on. Just let them go and do what they do.
Yeah.
If they've got to fail, they've got to fail. They'll fail. They'll learn. They'll either come back with their, cap in their hand on a sorry tip, or they'll flourish and be really successful.
Yeah.
Final one I've got for you, Wiley.
Yeah, tell me.
What's the biggest? I mean, you've like really flourished me with some wisdom here and some stuff that I'll definitely take away from this. But what is the biggest learning that you've had like so far in industry? What has the industry taught
in my life? The industry has taught me that because when I first went into it, I thought I knew everything, right?
Okay.
All I knew was to sell a couple of drawers, and I didn't know music business, right? But I walked in there like, yeah, man, I know what I'm doing. I never had a clue. The best thing for me was actually walking in, not knowing nothing, doing 20 years, having a bit of a bad day in the office, getting cancelled, looking in from the outside, reflecting, because if you've got no social media, you're like, what? Everyone's inside, right? And you're on the outside, like, knocking on the door, right? And so what it's taught me is don't be afraid to admit that you don't know what's going on, right? Be open to learn what's going on, because the person I thought I was at the beginning is the person who I am today, basically.
I like that. I like that.
And that's exactly what I've learned. It's like, if me and you go to college and we go to uni and we are studying business, financials and this and that and boom, boom, boom. And then we get 20 years experience, right? College, uni and on job. And then we're going to do business now with someone who started the other week, right? We're going to use our business brain and all of what we know as leverage to what they don't know, mate. So that's where I'm at, right? If we're going to do business, Abs, we can't be bending over backwards for someone, right? We went to uni and college about it. So that's what it is. I thought I knew more. I didn't. And now I'm just like, okay, now you do know it. Humble yourself, right?
Yeah.
You don't always have to say yes. You learn how to say no. Because I remember that one. Yeah, like, Wiley, I got a booking for you, 5 grand, 10 grand. Yeah. Until I start missing them. Now, I've missed a couple, and so know when to say no. Because if you say no, then you won't miss it. Like, it won't be, Wiley didn't turn up. It's just simple things, man. And that's, I wish I knew what I know now back then. One of them sagas, That's where I'm at.
Now I like it. So what I'm gonna do then?
Yeah.
I know you're all over the place, but
no, I'm actually Abs. I'm gonna come to Birmingham. I go there all the time, anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm gonna come because I go there to eat food. I go there to check my brethren, Hitman, all the music people.
Okay.
They take me to the parks where they, I love Birmingham. It's like, I told you, it's like one of my favorites because my favorite group is Musical Youth.
Oh, yeah.
And when I grew up, I thought they were London. I hadn't seen no interviews.
Style it out. Yeah, so out like they were to fit in.
But when I saw the interviews, I heard them talk. I can hear the brum, right? So as I got older,
Brom's got talent, man. Telling you,
bro. Long time Even like Bassman and Trigger.
Oh yeah, Bassman.
That is my heroes. So
drum
when
and bass is my thing.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing that England has ever birthed musically, right? And Bassman.
Black Eye.
Yes, look.
I was there when he got his name, you know.
What, Black Eye?
Yeah, the MC. Black Eye.
Okay.
It's going way back now, but yeah.
Okay. And Honey Monster and the one from Nottingham.
That's Handsworth, yeah.
Handsworth, right. But boom, that's why I said that thing about Stormzy the other day. I mean, today, sorry. I told you about Stormzy because Trigger and Bassman, if they ever clashed, I would ring them both and say, please don't do that.
Yeah, for
you
real.
two are supposed to be, you know what I mean? So that's why I brought that up about Stormzy. But Abs, anytime, let me know. We'll go live. We'll talk boxing. I'll do a little bit research more. And then...
No, don't worry about that.
You sure? Not the research?
Yeah, just, you know what you're talking. Just be you, man. Yeah, be you. I don't know everything. I don't pretend I know everything. But what I want is, I'm going to see if I can get you on as a +1. Yeah. We go to the shows together, and then you can
let's go.
And you can like interview some of the fighters. I think that would be epic.
Let's go. I would love to.
You know I've got no change. I can't pay you.
No, I don't know money. I don't know money. Listen, my granddad was a boxer, and my uncle was. So, you know, I listen. I just love it. And also, my mate is Peter Parsons.
Okay.
I'm mates with Parsons and Umar.
Okay.
Right. So, you know, I love what they do. And most importantly, I want to come with you, whether it's York Hall, whether it's Altrincham, whether it's small halls is what my favorite thing is.
Whatever. Yeah,
I love small hall. I love small hall because that's kind of the origins.
Yeah, and the grassroots.
Yeah, I love all of that, wherever it is in the country. But then I like, obviously, the big shows. But I love small halls. So any small halls, you let me know and we go because they're the future, aren't they? The evolution.
If I get accredited for the Eubank Benn, I know it's a couple of weeks away. Do you want me to ask and see if I can get you?
You can. But you know what? I've got somebody actually.
So you can link in with that anyway.
I have got someone. It's Tottenham Football Club.
Tottenham.
It's my team anyway. So it's my team. Also, it's frigging as well as my team. Yeah, but I'm gonna pattern up with that because I do want to go to the big ones. But also, you see how you travelled. Like you see, the other day, we used to go Manchester Presser.
Yeah.
I want to do that stuff. I want to do the stuff that they think is boring.
Listen, you jump on it, man. Jump on it. I drive anyway, so we'll roll out.
Good. All right. Let me know when we're gonna do another one, and I'll speak to you offline anyway.
All right then, yeah, man. Take it easy. Thank you so much.
Love and respect.
Thank you so much. See you later. Guests, thank you so much for staying for so long. Really enjoyed that. I like, it's the conversations. It's what we want to do anyway. It'd be very interesting if I could get him to come to some of the fights and speak to some of the fighters or even the press conferences. I will ask the respective promoters if I can get him to jump on that, just to switch it up a little bit. Unless somebody jumps in his DMs after watching this and then tries to get him on before I do. So we'll see how it goes. But listen, guys, have a fabulous Sunday. If there's any mothers listening in the chat, happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Mother's Day to all of the guys in the chat, their mothers. My salutations to them. I'll give you the rundown of what I'm doing this week. Keep the notifications on. Thank you all so very much. And I am going to end the stream. And we always end the stream by saying, stay ready.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.